What's going on, everybody? This is Qbear back again with FluidDruid.net to bring you the Gatekeeper Baleroc encounter in the normal 25 version of Firelands. I'm just going to start off talking about the DPS aspect of this fight. This is pretty much a coordinated tank and spank fight. I say coordinated because there's a little twist. You see this purple crystal to the left of me on the Ret Paladin who has wings popped. Basically, that's going to put a stacking debuff that's just going to cause you to take more damage over time. And as you can see, he moves out once he gets his stacks too high. I take it. Now once you get your stacks, it's going to leave a 60-second debuff on you. I figure out the debuff is really important to make sure that you do not pick that crystal stack up again, so you really need to coordinate that fresh people get it. You see I get hit with the second one, and I do pop Survival Instincts thinking that I'll be able to take a few stacks and just keep it rolling. However, it increases the damage it deals. This was the second attempt we did on this guy, so I was completely unaware of how hard that was going to hit once you previously have one stack up. So it kills me through Survival Instincts. I get B-res back in the fight. For the 25-man version of this, there's going to be two crystals that spawn. One will always be in the melee group, and then, you know, the other one, of course, will be out there in the range, as you can see there by the boomkin. It's just, you know, really important that you're talking it over. Make sure you never get hit with a beam once you have the 60-second debuff, because as you already saw, it's going to be pretty devastating. 10-man, there's only one crystal you got to worry about, so you probably, I don't know, have all your range stack melee, something like that, so you can just share that debuff amongst everybody. Again, you know, real tank and spank fight. All you gotta do is worry about those crystals. Basically, you know, for people that are tanking this fight, I do know a little bit about it. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Again, this was the second attempt we did on the dude. But basically, the way we handled it is we had the person who's going to tank every one of his shadow blades. Basically, he's got two blades of fire and a shadow and stuff like that. So we had the shadow blade tank first, and then every time he gets hit, or every so often or whatever, it's going to increase his health pool. So we got that tank's health to over 300,000 because the shadow blade's always going to hit for a minimum of 250k. So we got him to about 300,000, and then we had the tank who's going to tank the boss the rest of the time. Basically, that Shadow Blade's always going to hit for 90% of the tank's HP, or a minimum of 250,000 damage. So it's really important to have one tank as close to 250,000 as possible, because his health will keep going up. The main tank ends up at the end of this fight with millions of health. So basically, if he were to get hit for 90% of his health pool, it would take the healers way too long to try to heal his entire health back up before he gets swung again for another millions of damage. So we leave it at 250,000, a little bit up for the shadow tank. Basically, the crystals, once they're channeling, right, you can see the debuff, of course, on my right frames to the left. The healers just have to direct heal a person that's getting channeled, which, I mean, they'll be doing anyway because they're taking pretty decent damage, and they get a healing buff that's going to increase healing done to persons with the debuff that this boss puts on the tank. So every time he gets hit for that 250,000 damage, the healers will be able to heal him quickly up to 300,000. And that's how we handled that. Again, you know, pure tank and spank fight. Really fun because, you know, you're not just sitting there beating on the boss. You actually got to talk, communicate, and make sure you're getting this these crystals handled correctly. But this is, of course, Baleroc. You have to kill him in order to move forward. The last three bosses in Firelands have to be done in succession. So this is the gatekeeper that opens up the Stag Helm, and then once you beat Stag Helm, there's a bridge and stuff that takes you into Ragnaros. If you have any confusion about this possibilities, things that he does and all that kind of stuff, I'd be checking out learntoraid.com, a beautiful website for overall raid strategies. Of course, everything I do is just focused on feral DPS side of things. If you're trying to figure out maximize rotations, everything for failed DPS, be looking at FluidDruid.net. I am Qbear, and I'll definitely catch you on the next boss skill.